Hey, what's up? I'm X, and welcome back to the 4 Idiots series, the series where I show you how to do content RuneScape as quickly as possible. Please like, comment, and sub. Today we're going to cover the Jubbly trials, the second installment of the Barracuda trials. These trials require 55 sailing and are located south of Castle Wars. You will also need an inoculation station on your boat as well as a fully equipped skiff boat. This guide is going to assume that you've done the temporal trials prior, and I'd recommend that you have, so I'm not going to explain the concept of Barracuda trials, but I will show you what to do. The way that this course differs from the temper is that it's a lot less open area and more focused on tight corners and precision, and the new addition of the Jubbly bird. We still have the crates from the temper Barracuda trial, but we've gained these sticky swamp bubbles that will slow down your boat significantly. The more difficult part of this is making sure that the Jubbly bird gets to its destination. As always, I'd recommend that before going for a speed time, you go around the map and plot out your course, as well as mark the lost supplies if you want to. I will have an unlisted video in the description, which lets you follow along with me in real time while I do the time, so please use that if you need additional assistance. You'll also see in the top left these new flag icons as well as the Jubbly bird icon. Your goal is to pick up inflated frogs from the far western boat and throw them at flags from left to right to get the Jubbly bird to go all the way to the furthest white flag to the right. As this is still a relatively close to release guide, I'm sure that there are going to be better methods, but let me show you what I've done so far. Let's start off with the Swordfish trials. As I start off, I'm trying to hit as many rapids as possible, and following this path here, you will always get to trim your sails at the same points each time. So for the first two trials, you can kind of just use them as soon as you get them, but for the third, we'll hold off and I'll explain that later. Here, we're approaching the frog boat for the first time, and as you can see in the top left, we need to throw the frog at the orange, cyan, purple, and white flag for him to get to the finish for capture. We can also ignore this green flag right here. You're never going to use this. Literally just put it out of your mind for any of the cups. Here we are approaching the first flag, the orange flag, which is a little hard to reach sometimes, so make sure that you see the frog in the air and then take this path here. Throw another frog at the cyan, and then on the way out, hit this magenta pink flag, and then lastly this white flag, and wait for the capture and to finish that run. For the shark cup, I'll start on this close path here and then zigzag to the opposite side. This is going to be completely the same as the Swordfish trial, so do as the same as you were doing before. The only difference is after collecting the frogs from the boat, throw a frog at the yellow flag and then the red flag, and continue like normal. After throwing into the white flag, switch to the opposite path that you've created and then do a loop around these rocks here. Throw a frog into the blue tree, and then we'll do the same as we did the previous ending by hitting the orange, hitting the cyan, hitting the magenta, and the white. The only difference is you're leaving out of a different area. Lastly, we have the dreaded Marlin, which is why I'm assuming most of you are here. As of this moment, I'm not entirely sure that it's possible to make time without the wind catcher on your boat, so make sure you install that as soon as you complete the second trial. This time we're going to do the same thing as the shark with the zigzag at the beginning, and then everything is the same until the frog boat. A little bit before reaching the frog boat, make sure that you've trimmed the sails and have a sail stored. Grab your frogs and then skip across this area like this. Continue your path and hit the yellow and red flags, and then as you've done so many times before, starting with the orange, do the 4 flags up to the white flag. Then quickly turn around and go into this inside portion here. Toss a frog into the cyan, then into the orange, and then dart out with a stored wind towards the blue. Throw into the blue, then quickly turn this way. After you pass the frog boat again, go on the outer side and grab the rest of the crates. Throw a frog into the yellow flag, and then we're going to use a stored sail to get to the outside ring here. Then come in and hit the orange, zigzag back to the outside, and as you approach this here, use another stored sail to burst through this. Then we're going to finish up on the following crates. Making this turn, throw a frog into the red, then into the blue. Then we're going to go back into the center area and use another stored sail to cross here. Hit the cyan flag, and then lastly the magenta and the white. Every time you reach the end, you should be hitting the magenta and the white flag. If you're struggling with this course at all, I do encourage you at any point, if you're stuck in the swamp bubbles, to simply use a stored sail or wait for that boost. Try to establish yourself from there, but it never hurts to reset if it's too far gone. Again, please use the reference videos in the description, and I will see you in the next time. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Is this outro too long? I can't tell. Goodbye.